Hello everyone, and welcome back to my Unreal Engine tutorial series in making your 3D platformer. Carrying on from the previous episode, we created this main menu, and in this video I'll show you how to create the settings menu with all of these and how to properly get your menus to return correctly. As for the big announcement, I think this tutorial series is coming to an end. I think I've covered pretty much everything I want. In the next couple of videos, I think I'm just going to do how to actually save your game via checkpoint system, and then do some requests that have come from the community with their comments, like a rolling attack. I think also I'm going to do some polish, like creating a ripple effect on a portal when you walk through, like in Spyro. That was a request as well, so that will be in an upcoming video. But beyond that, I think I'm going to change the format to not be so centric on one genre, but rather to be a tutorial on specific things that I come across. I'm also going to be doing some challenge videos. I have one in mind of creating a game in Godot in 1 month, or comparing other engines to this one, so forth. Just some cool stuff I have planned. There's not really a timeline, so I hope you stick around. If you have any requests for tutorials, please put them in the comments and I will try to make them. That'll help. So yeah, look forward to that. But for now, let's get into creating this settings menu, and I'll show you how easy it is to actually implement into your game. Let's go. Okay, now that we're back here, we're gonna go ahead and make the settings menu. So come over to your content browser, go to UI, and we're gonna create a new menu here. So right click user interface, visual blueprint. I'm gonna call this WB settings menu. Okay, open it up. Okay, now from here we're gonna get a canvas panel like normal. Drag this in like so. We're just going to resize it to be 1080. Happy days. And what we're going to do now is we're going to get a background blur. Just make sure it's there. We're going to make sure it goes to everywhere. And we're going to set the blur strength to say 5. So we've got this nice background blur. Get an image. Set it to the canvas panel. We're going to set it to the middle. And let's say this is 600 by 850. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, set it to be black, and then we can set the opacity to be something darker, so let's say 0.3. There we go. Right, so now from inside this image we're going, well, not inside the image, but we're going to add some text and stuff. So let's get text, and this is going to be a very basic settings menu, just so that we know exactly what we're like, just to get something going for your own game. So set this here, and I'm just going to call this settings. Maybe change the font to be regular. Size the content's fine. Just go to settings menu like so. Right, there we go. And we're gonna need now a button. I'll set this here. I'll set this to the bottom left. So I think what we can do actually is let's wrap this with a size box, maybe. Yeah, and then we can put everything inside the size box. Oh no, we can't. Okay. Let's leave this as is. Okay, so now that we've got our button, let's make this called button return. Right. And we're going to drop a text in this, and we're going to call this the where is my text? There. Return. That's all fine. That's all fine. I'll make this button a bit bigger. Size to content, good. We can leave that like that. Maybe make it a bit darker. Oh, this is the hovered. We want this one here. Make it a bit darker, so like that. That's fine. And now what we want is a vertical box. And this vertical box, we're gonna align it to the right. And we're gonna say it's about there. And we'll say this vertical box is about 1,000. And I just want to line it up exactly at the edge here. And we're going to make it go across pretty much the whole thing. So just check your images, 850, make this 850. And then we can just change the positioning, right? There we go. And now we're going to need a horizontal box. And we're going to drop it inside here, right? And we're basically going to make sure that it goes so we can have 5 of them. So let's just duplicate 5 of these. And each one will have its own setting in it, right? So let's get what we need in there. We're going to need text into this one. Let's actually remove the rest of these and we'll add them as we go. Text. And we'll say there's some padding of 20 and 20, just so we have some space here. And maybe 20 from the left as well, just so we have some space. And we're gonna get a I think it's a combo box, the string, yep. And we're gonna set this to the right side. Nope, sorry, wrong button. We're gonna grab this one, set it to the right side. Maybe we use a spacer. I see spacer in between the two. Okay. And we can say that this is left 50, right 50. And then this combo box, we can now go ahead and add some stuff in here. So let's say the first one here is going to be texture quality. So let's label that texture quality. Right. And then in here, we just need to then go ahead and add how we want our texture quality. So the first one will be low, then we'll go medium, high, epic, and cinematic, right? Cinematic. And these are the same settings as Unreal's scalability options, right? So that's how we'll set here, and we'll just set this as high by default, right? So if we compile, save, you can now see that we've got this here, and we want to change its size to be a bit padded. So let's say 20 from the left, 20 from the top, 20 from there. That's fine, but we want to increase its size a bit. So we change. Nope, that's not gonna work. Okay, let's do this. Let's go right click, wrap with canvas panel, and we can put everything in the canvas panel like so. We're gonna set this to the right here like so, and we can make this bigger by just dragging. Okay, great, that's even better. So we'll say this is 400. It's 300, 350 is fine. Yeah, that's good. We can probably get rid of the spacer now. Yeah, that's all fine. Size to content is great. This we'll say 550, just making sure everything is nice and neat. Anchors is fine. Yep. If we click away, that's kind of what it will look like. I want to make this a bit bigger, so let's increase its size to say 50, and then we can set this to be why is this being weird? let's just set it like that, so we can set that directly in the middle, and same with this one. Oops, what happened there? And then we can just move this over again, and we can hold shift to move it horizontally. This canvas panel, why is this being such a problem? And let's set this all back to 0. Okay, so now we can go in and set all of this to 20. But this is all just design work to make things look nice. I don't know why this canvas panel is being such a problem. Okay, wait, let's not set the padding here. So 20, no. Okay, so all I did was I went to each horizontal box and I set it to fill, and you can see it will now fill up the space. So if we have 5, that's essentially what it will look like, which is fine. So we can go ahead and delete the additional ones. So we just have this massive one for now, and this should really be all the way across. Anyway, yeah, so now that we've got all of this is all good. We can set this combo box text quality, and because we're gonna basically do the same thing again, so we'll just do it twice, and in this one we're gonna call this resolution. Make sure I spell it correctly, and this one will be full screen mode, like so. Let's set the padding to 10, 10, 10, 10. Yeah, so let's just set 10 on each one, just so we're not exactly on the line. This is just personal preference. This is up to you guys. Okay. Yeah, that's all fine. Okay, so now we need to change what's in the combo boxes for the others. So I'm going to go here to this one. We're just going to change this to combo box resolution, and then we're just going to change here to be the normal stuff. So what's it, 10, so it's 1270 by 1080 or 720. Oh yeah, that's it. I'll have to double check my screen resolution stuff, but essentially you want to set 1920 by 1080, and then say 2560 by 1440, and then say whatever, but we can get rid of the rest. These will just cover our bases. Let's just double check what it is. 1280. Okay, 1280, that's what it is. So we go back here, it's 1280. That's close. And that's essentially just like how there's 3 common screen resolutions, right? So if I compile and save now, you should see now that's 1080, and then we're just going to go here to the board windowed mode and get 3 options here as well, like you see in every game. And we'll go full screen, borderless, window, and then we'll just say windowed, and full screen. Right, so if I compile and save, now we've got our 3 options. Now we want to add let's say for instance sound as the last option, so just get another one, and we can go over here and we'll just say this is game volume, and we don't need a combo box. Let's see, we've got a slider, audio slider. That's exactly what we're looking for. I'll drop this here, make this to the right side. And we'll come back and edit this a bit later, right? So let's work on these for now. So come over to your combo box. We're going to go down to the bottom and we're going to go on selection changed, click it. So we get this nice event over here, right? And we're going to go from selected item and go split. And the reason we're doing the split is we're looking for a way to tell the game the resolution, right? Or texture quality. So actually this is the wrong one. So come over to your resolution because this one will be easier to code and just show you exactly what I'm talking about here. So we're just gonna connect this up here instead. We're gonna put the X there because when we created our thing, we put this X over there, right? 1920 by 1080. And if you had to put a space in between, so let's say we was put 1920 space X space 1080, you would want to make sure that when you come over to here, you make sure it's space X space. So that's just how we do it. But for now, I'm just going to use X. We'll come over here and just check this is X, like so, right? Save. And now you'll see we've got it back, right? And from here, we're going to go get game user settings and set set screen resolution. I think that's what it is. And from here, we're going to split and we're just going to go left. It will be our X and the right will be our right. And this will auto convert it for us. So that should now read correctly. And then what we can do from here, we can go apply resolution settings, right? Connect here. Now we can just rewrite this so that we can see it a bit better, like so. Compile, save. Now we can go over to our full screen, do the same, go all the way down on selection changed. And we're just gonna go do the same thing, get game user settings. And we're gonna go set full screen mode, and then we'll go here and go equals. Gotta be triple equals because Unreal's weird, and we'll just say this is full screen. And if it is full screen, then we're gonna branch this here. Yeah, and do the same. Cool. Now we just need to make sure that what we put here is equal to what we put here. So it's full screen, borderless, windowed, and windowed, right? So we'll go borderless, windowed, and we're gonna just set the last one as windowed and make sure this is all connected up into here. So if it is true, we're gonna connect this up here and go windowed full screen, and then again here, or we can just leave this as false and just set this like this, because if it's not any of these, then it has to be windowed. So we can actually get rid of the last one. Yeah, from there we should be good. And now we're going to change the texture settings, which was this one over here. So let's get rid of this, bring this up here. I'm going to go get game user settings again. Check, this should be switch on string. Yep. This up like this. I'll just rewrite this. Right. And we're gonna add a bunch of pins. So case 1 will actually be low, medium. Remember copying what we did in previous in the actual combo menu. So high, epic, and cinematic. And then from here, what we're going to do is when you drag out from here and go set texture quality, right? And we should be, each one will be a different level of quality in Unreal, right? So if we hover over value, you can see 0 is low, 1 is medium, 2 is high, 3 epic, 4 cinematic, right? So that's what we're going to do for each of this. We're just going to copy and paste each one of these down. So we got 5 settings, like so, right? And just connect each one up. And just make sure that your game menu is connected to each one. It's going to look a bit spaghetti, but it's fine because this is only doing one function. And we're going to set each one to be a value. So this one should be 1, 2, 3, and 4. So remember, it goes all the way to cinematic like it is there when you hover over it, right? Okay, yeah, don't forget to also set up your connections here just so that everything compiles correctly, right? So that will be it. So let's just comment these. This will be full screen mode, resolution, and this will be texture quality. Oops, texture quality. Like so, right? Now let's do the audio slider. Yeah, so we're going to change the game volume here. We're going to get rid of this audio slider. We're just going to place it with a normal slider. Canvas panel, set it to middle position to be. So say about there. I'll say this is about 400. Right. Say the default value is 1. Yeah, that's fine. And obviously you can change how you want all this to be changed, right? So we're going to come down all the way to the bottom here and we're going to get this on value changed. We're going to click on it. And from here we're going to go set sound mix class override. This specifically, the way I'm setting it up here, is it will affect all game audio. To change things specifically like sound effects and ambience, you have to create a whole bunch of different classes. We use the classes that come with Unreal and set them separately and set them into a save game, but this is just to get us the whole game's audio. So in sound class, we're going to change this to master, and that affects the all the audio in the game, right? And volume here, we're going to set this to the incoming value here because the slider goes from 0 to 1, and so does the volume. So we need an in-sound mixer. As you can see, we've got this duck normal thing, but that's not it. We need to create one. So open up your content browser, and we're just going to go to an audio folder, right click here, go audio, go to classes, sound mix, and call this master underscore sound mix. And all we're going to do is we're going to go to sound effects class and just add one. This will be the master, like so. Save that and then come back to our settings menu and just now be able to choose this master mix. And we're going to go here and go push sound mix, and this will basically affect the apply the changes, right? Okay, and so with that we can now comment this and make this game audio change, like so. Compile and save. And now we need to make sure that we can actually access the settings menu from our game menu, right? So we can close this out now, go back to our main menu, take this out so you can see it. Great. So now what we need to do is we need to be able to add our settings menu to here, right? So we need a widget switcher for that. So the easiest way to do this is right click on your canvas panel, go wrap with, and go to widget switcher. And you'll get this widget switcher over here. And now just type in the top here settings to get your settings menu, and you'll set that as the second index. Close with just let's do this again. Wrap with widget switcher, so we can close this and then drag in our settings menu. So if we click between them, you should be able to get your different settings, right? So now we need to set on this button. Okay, now that we've set up the difference of these, right, what we need to do now is we need to code it. So come over to settings, we're just going to go to the bottom and go unclicked. And we're going to drag out here and go get our widget switcher and go set index. It will be this active window index, and we're going to set this to 1, right, like so. And this will just be open settings menu, like so. Compile and save. And now we need to do the same thing on the settings menu. So go over to settings, and we actually need to create a new variable. So go over to the graph, create a new variable, and I'll call this main menu reference, right? And this is going to be type of WB main menu version 2. Great. And now we're going to come over to our button return, and we're going to make sure this is an onClicked event. Come to the bottom here, we're going to get this, get the widget switcher, like so, and set index to be 0 when clicked. And then we're going to go remove from parent. Okay. And that will be return to main menu, right? So click compile and save, file save everything, and now we should be able to check. So if we play this, we've got our stuff here, and we go settings, opens it up, all happy days, go return, and we're back here, right? So I think what happens is after we've done pressed it, yep, it doesn't, yeah, see, set active widget index to 0. So we show the error message. And so after a bit of testing, I had this issue where I couldn't, if I returned from the settings menu, I couldn't click on it again. So like if I clicked, nothing will happen, but now I've managed to fix this. So let me show you what I did. So open up your settings menu, and you want to create a new variable. I'm just going to call it menu switcher v2, and just make sure it is type of widget switcher object class, like so, right? And all you want to do is drag this out into your graph and go set active widget index, like so, and set it to 0, right? So exactly like I've set it up here. Remove that remove from parent, because that was causing the problem. Now go back over to your main menu and go over to where we open up the settings menu, right? So let me just show you what I did here. We can remove all these pins because the way I had it set was incorrect. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to get your settings menu reference from here, because we've added it as a switcher, and we're going to go set menu switcher v2. V2 for you, for me it's just version 1, right? And connect that up, and then as the menu switcher you want to set your widget switcher as that one, right? And then you just want to do it like normal, set active index to 1, so it's set like this. Your code should look something similar like this, and then that will get a reference automatically through there, and that should be good. Also just make sure that your menu switcher is set to instance editable and exposed on spawn. And now if I run, you can see we can go to the settings menu, return, settings menu, return, settings menu, return, and we click new game and it'll take us in, right? So just make sure that when we load into the new level, we've set it to be game only, right? So we'll come back over here and to the new game. Over here, open level, get controller, set game mode to game only, like so. We have a cursor, just hide it, but that should now be working, so let's check it out. Settings menu, happy days, go back here, go new game, and now we're going in control like normal. Happy days. Okay. So that's going to be it for this tutorial. I showed you how to add a settings menu to your game and get it all working with a functioning. This won't work because we're already in the editor, but if we were to create a new window, this should all work, right? Okay. So with that, that's going to be it for this tutorial, and I will see you in the next one.